button is cool as hell. All right, Jake, since you're in here, I'll talk to you a little bit about there are actually companies, and I'll give the names of these companies and agencies of governments and different governments currently working to mine the moon. They're working on all kinds of things. It has to do with a company that I worked for 10, 12, 15 years ago, maybe a little longer, called Connextex. And they were building the most earthquake and fire resistant buildings, structural steel buildings in the world. And at their shop, which was down in Hayward, they spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to build these connection points for large arches, like maybe a dome connection where you'd have like 5 or 6 big pieces of steel going into dome type connections. Hey, what's up, Jethro? Hey, yeah, you guys like, share, and subscribe, by the way. But they were being paid to do it by the government, and they spent hundreds of millions of dollars, and they threw shit away, and nothing ever came of it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And now I see the names of these companies. As a matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and start right now. Let me get up here, since there's 2 of you guys in there. Okay, first thing is, let's see here. Asteroids and the moon are thought to contain abundant platinum group elements needed in the transition, as well as other vital resources. This has prompted a push for commercial mining in outer space. California-based company Astroforge is the first company to make strides in space mining, in the space mining rush. That is of January 30th, 2023. Now let's see. Okay, who wants to mine the moon? Well, space agency NASA has ambitions to mine resources on the moon in the next decade, with the goal of excavating the soil there by 2032. 9 years. Now's the best time to invest in companies that are going to be mining the moon, because they're startups. If you want to be the next Warren Buffett, right here it says NASA Space Agency has ambitions to mine resources on the moon in the next decade, with a goal of excavating soil there by 2032. Not that far away. Now, what companies? This is a good one for y'all. And let me get back to this the live stream here. Jethro. 3 of us. Yeah. Woo, go team. EM. Hey, what's up? The platinum will. Hey, Dave. EM, platinum will go down when the crash happens. Hold on a second, EM, if you will just hold off here. What companies? Here's a list of companies that will be mining the moon. I already just read an article from NASA saying they will be digging dirt on the moon by 2032. That's like 9 years away. So they got to get up off their asses and get something done real fucking soon. Here are some early private companies that are making solid investments to get to outer space on SpaceX's cheap flights up there and mine the moon. Okay, companies like Shackleton Energy Company. That's an interesting one. Deep Space Industries. Understandable. Planetoid Mines. Golden Spike Company. Planetary Resources. Astrobiotic Technologies and Moon Express are all planning private commercial scouting and miner ventures on the moon. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 companies are currently working to mine the moon. They are working on it. And I gave you the names so you can rewatch this and look into them for investment opportunities. One of them is going to make it there for sure. Hey, what's up, Thomas? Yeah, Moon Me, man. Fucking like, share, and subscribe, dudes. And dudettes. Are there any dudettes in here? But yeah, those are companies that you can check on. Let me go back over here and see what else we got going here. Okay, is there anything valuable on the moon? Okay, here we go. Here's what makes the moon a perfect gas station and refinery and mining spot. There are some extremely valuable resources on the moon that could support a lunar economy. Helium-3 is one of the moon resources that is rare on Earth, but more abundant on the lunar surface and could potentially be cheaper to mine from the moon. Helium-3 is the very attractive fuel for future nuclear fusion reactors, which they'll probably be using in engines. And here's another good question, right? Is anyone mining the moon? Right now, scientists and engineers are close to working out the technologies that will turn the moon into the first extraterrestrial mining base. After decades, that'd be 20 or more, of work, the government and private labs have come up with prototypes for a possible lunar mine. That's step 72 of a step to get to outer space and mine it. So there are, yeah, Jethro, the moon could mine itself, because with helium-3 and all the other, I mean, I just posted a video of India landing on the South Pole of the moon. China tried it. Israel tried it. Russia tried it. None of them did it, but India did it. The importance of that is it's very difficult to land on the moon. For one, you got to be technologically advanced. Of course, Russia, India, and Israel apparently aren't technologically advanced enough, but India did it, and they're discovering water. So that's the game changer right there for mining the moon, because in water you get everything. You get lots of chemicals, and with helium-3 out there, and then you got platinum and gold in vast quantities, makes it profitable. You can refine this stuff up there. In refining the helium-3 for jet fuel, you refine the platinum and the silver and the gold and whatever the hell else they got, cobalt, whatever else is up there, and you send that back to Earth on a back and forth schedule, just like we did with the International Space Station. Except for when it comes back, it's going to be full of money. You know, it's the way to go. Platinum's going to be mined out soon enough, so is silver. So they've got to get it from somewhere. If you disagree with me, please do a live stream and tell me where it's going to come from when we run out. Are we going to go back to the Neanderthal days because we don't want to go up there and get our resources that are there for us to grab? Who knows? Future will tell. Now let's get to another story here. What is the purpose of mining the moon? The ISRU, whoever the hell that is, they've got some agency. So someone's already put a lot of thought, energy, and money into coming up with some agency called ISRU. But it involves the extraction of oxygen, water, and other available materials, cranking out rocket fuel, and to gas up life support systems. Oh, okay. So ISRU is a system they have that extracts out of oxygen. It extracts water and other available materials for cranking out rocket fuel and to gas up life support systems. Then they'll be pulling out metals on the moon, say to fabricate lunar housing, landing pads, along with other structures and products. So what they're talking about is the water that they just found, India just found on the moon. They've already got a system called the ISRU that extracts oxygen out of the water, and they can use that with the H3 to make rocket fuel, and they can use that with other chemicals they have up there to help support a life support system that'll give oxygen, so they can actually make oxygen on the moon. And they've got a vehicle that can do that. That is a news stream first. Hey, Hagler the Hodler. Don't moon me, guys. Keep it PG. Keep your pants. The water level's not out. I don't want to see who's naked, okay? Yes, water is everything, Hagler Hodler, and that's why India landing on the moon, the video I just did, is one of the biggest deals. Actually, everyone at the BRICS meetings stopped the BRICS meetings to congratulate Modi on India landing on the South Pole of the moon. That's how important it was. Yeah, pure minerals, indeed. Hey, Celtic. Yeah, no, Celtic, we can't screw up the moon because there's no environment there. There's nothing alive there, so we can't kill it. But we can't kill ourselves. Gold's price would tank, Thomas Toops. Thomas Toops says if gold and platinum were ever become plentiful on from lunar mining, the prices would tank. 100% correct for gold, 100% incorrect for platinum because, well, platinum prices should have already mooned and they haven't. And we've only got, I think, maybe 20 years left here on this planet. And that's not including the modern technologies that are introduced late this year and next year that they'll need a lot of platinum for. And that's why money will be flowing into space money, because to keep our technologies going, that'll give us the next evolutionary technologically advanced jump. Platinum's the main resource needed. Thomas is naked, sure. Yeah, I bet he is. Oh, just naked, huh, Thomas? Hey, Celtic. All right, let me get back to some of these other articles. Man, I just came across these, and I was like, I haven't done anything on platinum, and I love the idea of asteroid mining and moon mining. Because see, let me get back to the live stream. See, the great thing about this moon thing, if they just get a little bit of it going, the way the human psyche works. Hey, what's up, Ding Dong? Once they start making it work, typical human psyche comes in on money management. They start thinking, hey, how can we make more money? And they say, well, we can prove that we can do it. That asteroid up there is worth $770 quadrillion. And there's a little beacon on it that says it's owned by a certain company. Let's leverage it. Because if we can leverage it, we can get money now to build the shit that we need to get there. And we know no one's going to steal it till we get there. And that will happen because human greed. It will happen. Human greed is a go-to thing. If you'd like to put me in charge, just let me know. I gave a list of about 7 companies that are actually going to be doing it, John Bethy, excuse me. Yeah, for a lot of the carbon scrubbing things, platinum's needed along with hydrogen hybrid engines. Leslie Nielsen, Jeff there. All right, let me get back to some of these stories here. Okay, why haven't we started mining the moon? Earth has had a water cycle for most of its multi-billion-year history, depending on your religious beliefs. The moon has never had a water cycle, so valuable materials lie quite unconcentrated and too expensive to get to on the regular. Until yesterday, when India discovered water on the moon. Bingo! That changed that whole structure of that whole sentence right there. Okay, here's another good one. I did a video on who owns asteroids and how they've come to the conclusion of who owns asteroids is you have a little beacon, you landed on the asteroid, the beacon stays good, sends signal back, that asteroid is listed as ownership of whoever owns the beacon. The moon is different. While the United States astronauts were the first to visit the moon, it does not mean that the United States owns it. In fact, under the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, no country has unique ownership in the moon, and all nations are accorded equal rights to access. 3 years ago, all the countries got together, because that's from 1967. The countries got all together on a procedure of how to own individual asteroids, mostly in the Kuiper Belt. That law was agreed upon by the whole countries, just like this, the Outer Space Treaty Agreement of 1967. There was a Outer Space Treaty Agreement of 2019 or 2020, somewhere around there, that says if you land a beacon on it, you own it. So that's different for asteroids over the moon. Hey, Shadow, how's it going, brother? Yes, David. Moon colonies will be coming first, and it'll all be to physicists and miners to be able to create the oxygen atmosphere and the rocket fuel and any precious materials they come across, send back to Earth to pay for the operation. Nickel, what's up, brother? Yes, Nickel. I did a video the other day. India landed in the south pole of the moon, and they have discovered water. That changes the whole dynamics of moon mining. And that's what this is about. I've actually got several articles I've been going through on that right now to see which countries are mining the moon. Now, with China busily planning a number of missions to the lunar surface, NASA is putting its own plans in place to make sure it gets dibs on all the precious moon metals that are ready to be mined. February 27th, 2023. So China's planning on it. America says, a big F you to China. We're going to get there first. We're going to set up organizations wherever we have the highest concentration of the minerals that we need. And you're suck eggs, buddy. And that's going to keep, oh my God, no, hold. Is China going to take over the world with the economy if America does that? Because America's going to have platinum that the world's not going to have, and that's going to take the power away from BRICS on that end. Yes. No, they don't. Nickel stacking. No, I just read that. Let's see. Just go back up here. Yeah. While the United States astronauts were the first to visit the moon, this does not mean that the United States owns it. In fact, under the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, no country has unique ownership of the moon, and all nations are accorded equal rights and access. But that does not mean that if America has a moon base and they're mining platinum, and China comes along and says, "Oh, we're going to land right beside you," no, that ain't going to happen. That will cause problems. They'll have to land. They're going to come up with a certain distance. You got to be away from each other so that frictions won't occur like that. I don't know, but it's logical. Oh yeah, no, that's why they landed there. The sun has not touched that part of the moon that the Indian lunar lander landed in for several million years, and it's at negative degrees. There's -0, lots of -0 degrees. I'm not sure exactly what, but it's real cold there. And they found freaking ice deep. Let's see here. Can any country mine moon? Yes, Jethro. Selling moon real estate already. Yes, they are. Jethro, they're selling. Okay, Shadow. What Earth-based governments-backed digital bucks will be used once we colonize the moon and Mars? Well, I can tell you what right now, Shadow, that's what keeps America great. That's what keeps America the world reserve currency, because our digital dollar will be the one being used, because we're going to be the ones mining the moon. We're going to be the ones going to Mars. We're going to be the ones with money. So all of us, Nickel, Coin Shop, Shadow, Jethro, Dave, Thomas, Jake, Jethro, we are all responsible to make sure our government does the right thing with the digital currencies. Vote with our dollars, get these people out of office that want to control us, get new people in office that'll do a solid, more solid-based currency system that we can trust and back, leading into this next technological revolution of outer space technologies and mining. And that's our responsibilities here on Earth, in America, or wherever we're at. So we have to step up to make our future better. We have to do it right here, right now. Go out, write your letters, do whatever you got to do to make sure that we, as Americans, and sorry for anyone who's out of any of the countries, sorry, but America needs to stay solid. The citizens of America need to stand up and make sure that the digital currency that will be coming, because you ain't going to be paying those guys on the moon with fucking paper paychecks that they got to go run this, cash a check and cash it. No, that's not going to happen. There'll be some sort of monetary system. They might even set up a separate monetary system for people on the moon to trade amongst themselves, kind of like what BRICS has got going, trade amongst yourselves kind of thing. I don't know. I don't even have a feeling of a sentiment of how that's going to go. So, John Beathy, no, it's frozen in the craters on the south pole of the moon that India just discovered. So whatever we anticipate or theorize, it's all proven that there is ice, a lot of it on the south pole of the moon. India already just proved that a couple days ago. Science changed everything you knew about moons different. There's water there, proven. How it stays there, why it stays there, we'll find that out, but it's there. And that changes everything as far as, and let me go back over these companies in case you people who just came in now don't realize how many companies are actually currently working. Let's see, where are they? Okay. These early private companies like Shackleton Energy Company, Deep Space Industries, Planetoid Mines, Golden Spike Company, Planetary Resources, Astrobiotic Technologies and Moon Express. This isn't bullshit. These are people that are throwing money at this. So we can talk all we want. We can say all we want. There's 7 multi-billion-dollar companies been started to laugh at us when they make the money. That we are laughing at them for trying. Well, I'm not. I see what they're doing, and I'm looking to invest in one of them. And that's why I did this live stream here, to let you guys know about this, because I came across these articles. Actually, ShadowWorks, George Bush II, the second one in office, while he was in office, his family bought the second or third largest water reserve in South America. I think it's in Argentina. And he was quoted as saying, water is the next gas, and we'll be getting $10 a gallon for it. Yeah, so actually water will be the next gas. It's going to be like that Star Wars where you work all day and you get a fucking 6-pack of water. Or the Boba Fett, yeah, out in Tatooine. Well, we shape our future, guys. If we can get this shit going in outer space, and guys like everyone here in this chat involved, throw 100, 200, 300, however much you can afford at some of these new companies that you do your own research on, of the companies that I listed, and you see which ones you feel will be the ones that will be successful, invest in them. And when you become a billionaire because you invested at them while everyone was laughing at them, see, because other people aren't going to invest in them and think they're good stocks until they do something. But the time to make money on them is before they do something. That is investment advice. Invest early. Invest before everyone knows it's a thing to invest in. Because then even if it does go down, you're still going to have about 1 million people investing in it, which drive your shit up. You can still get out, still get a profit if you're early. And I'm always early. That's why I don't have kids. I'm early in everything. Pulling out, investing. What's the question mark for? Oh, you want to know about SFRX? Let's go there and check that out here. Yeah, I'm actually involved in a stock. It's a treasure hunter stock. It's a 0039 right now. Hey, it's a good investment. It's 0.0039. That's like a fourth of a penny. Yeah, and you're like, yeah. Anyway, there's 1,000 of them. That's yeah. You're right. But I didn't investigate 1,000 of them. I investigated this one, and I decided it was well worth the investment. Well worth it. You're still on the field, on Jake. Did I push you off the fence? Buy some platinum. It was like a McFly moment, but as best as I could do for you. I've needed rehab and done construction since I was about 3. What's wrong with this kid? He needs to be rehabbed. No, don't waste your time on him. He's just messing around with me. He doesn't understand nickel. And the reason why I only say buy silver and platinum is because of psychology. If you hear the Green Giant commercial as a kid, for many a times, you'll still be singing the song Green Giant, even though they're out of business, because it was good psychology. Buy silver and platinum. It's actually good psychology for me to say that over and over and over, because then it stacks in your head. Buy silver and platinum, buy silver and platinum, buy silver and platinum, buy silver and platinum. And after close to 2 years I said it, people are starting to buy silver and platinum. What? I missed something here. Huh. Yes, all the metals are going to be valuable because all the metals are eventually going to run out, or humanity will run out and the metals will be just fine. I prefer the first option. And the first option means we're going to be asteroid mining and mining the moon and mining any place we colonize. We'll be mining it because we're going to need to. And I've also actually heard of people looking at how to terraform Mars. And I need to research. I need to get back. Yeah. Look at terraforming Mars. It's actually doable. It's a 20-year process or something. Actually, it's not as long as you would think. Yeah, I like bismuth. It's a pretty metal, man. It's very, very pretty. And actually, Yara from Arcadia Economics also has some bismuth. In case you didn't think I knew what it was, Shadow. I do know about bismuth. Yes, John Beathy. Psychology. You know the song I'm talking about. It's from a non-existent company from a commercial that was 25 years ago that kept playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. And we still remember it. So that's why I say yeah, load up, man. Seriously. Hey, what's up, Chad? Well, I could go in and I should have already researched, had the shit up here to read to y'all. But like 3 or 4 years ago, SpaceX and NASA signed a contract, and I already read to you how NASA plans to be mining the moon by 2032. Okay, well, they signed a contract with SpaceX about 4 years ago. It takes about 6 years for them to get to the asteroid in the Kuiper Belt, where they're going to drop off this little beacon, and that little beacon is going to be landing on that asteroid, and they're going to prove what the asteroid is, and we will be leveraging that asteroid, and that'll keep America great again because we're going to have all that money. Leverage 700 quadrillion. Leverage that. It'll be coming. Y'all think I'm lying. Y'all think I'm laughing. Well, look at the shithole economy we're in now and see if you'd thought we'd been here back in the 70s. Yeah, we'll be there. Hey, I'll see you later, Shadow. Thanks for dropping by. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. And buy some silver, some platinum, brother. Be safe. Yeah, I'd like to talk about that, but there's certain things I can't talk about, or else I'll get another strike. I already got one. Can't be doing that too much, guys. And there's so much good information I could give you about what's coming up, but I'll get striked, and I can't do that. That's why I put out kitty cat videos, because I get so annoyed that I can't tell the truth on YouTube. Because there's a lot of shit I could tell you guys. You guys wouldn't believe, but it's true. Last live stream I did. Reason why it's been so long since I've done a live stream. So the last live stream I did, 30 minutes after it was over with, World Health Organization complained, and I got a strike. So, like I said, I got to watch out what I say. Yeah, if I get a second strike, I'll do nothing but kitty cat videos till when they go away. That's just bottom line. I need to keep my viewers up. They're kitty cat people. They keep me going when YouTube strikes me out for fucking telling the truth on my live streams and on my geopolitical channel. And the only way I can stay afloat in the 4-month time period that I have to wait for 2 strikes to leave the channel so I can talk again is to do kitty cat videos. So y'all think I'm stupid for doing kitty cat videos? I'm actually a fucking genius for doing it. It's keeping my channel going and growing while I can't talk. Let's see if I got the right spelling of that. Here we go. I didn't say anything. And I'll go back here in about 5 minutes and I'm going to delete that comment. But I can tell you right now, I've been using that stuff since March 2020. I haven't got a cold. My allergies weren't with me this year or last year. One a week. It works good. Copy and paste, guys. Copy and paste. I'm fixing to delete this. All right, you got the name of it? Because it's getting deleted. I can't have people giving me a strike for giving you guys info. That's about the only way I know how to do it nowadays. Sorry. I can't have any mods. I'm not monetized. No monetization. Not monetized. No mods. I'm glad you got it, Chad. And it does work. It does work. Check if you're using any other medications. Of course, make sure that there's no side effects, but there shouldn't be, for the most part, unless you're on some crazy shit. But always check with your doctor before taking any new medications, even aspirin. Legal reasons, gotta say that. Is Ron here? I don't see Ron in Ron's basement. Three doors down is good. Right on, Hagler. Isn't that something, Gerald? Yeah, well, hopefully no one else copied and pasted it, because if so, I'm going to have my second strike, and all you're going to get for 4 months are kitty cat videos. Okay. I'll get you guys trouble. You want trouble? Hey, trouble. Hey, trouble, come here. Come here, trouble. Oh, come here, troubles. This is Harley, a.k.a. Trouble. I just woke him up. That's why he looks like he wants to kill people. See those evil eyes? Yeah, he's like, Daddy, why did you get me off of bed? Go back to sleep, guy. There you go. That was my, what's Ron's cat's name? Spencer. Let me get Ginger. Where's Ginger? You know, she was scratched. She might not. Hold on, Jake. I'll get. Nah, she's sleeping. I'll leave her sleep. Yeah, he was asleep. Like, and I picked him up. He's like, "What the fuck did you wake me up for, Dad?" And that's the look you guys got. Pippi, yeah. I got a gray cat too. And that gray cat will let me pick him up. Let me see if I can find him. Gandalf the Gray. See, this is Gandalf the Gray. He's like, what's he doing to me? What's he doing to me? Who said boy dudes? It's a good boy. Sorry, here. Let me. So that way you can see him too. There we go. Look at that back leg. Oh, it's my back leg. Yeah, he's a Russian blue. He's like, just keep scratching me, Dad. I don't give a fuck. You manipulate me every how you want. Just keep scratching. You did right. You gotta look at the crowd. They're talking about you. These people here are talking about you. Say hi. Meow. Meow. You spread your toes open? You spread your toes open? No, I don't have a Discord. I woke him up from a sound sleep. That's why. Is he the top cat? Yes, for the males. Unfortunately, that puts him third in command because I've got two females, and they're actually run the show. He's mellow right now. Like I said, I just picked him up. He was in a dead sleep, and if you can look, he's not moving around. He's not, this is his back foot right here. He's not. he doesn't care. He's like still asleep. Oh, let me scratch my head. Oh, let me scratch my head. I love you, big guy. Oh, Daddy loves you. Yeah, Daddy loves you. He likes getting his neck scratched. Yeah, he's my top male cat, though, for sure. And then I got Shadow. Obviously, he's a solid, not solid black. He's got 2 white spots underneath him. So, are you tired of being on TV? You want to go back and lay down in the sun? He's like, fuck you, Dad. You woke me up. I'm sorry, big guy. It's their fault. They made me do it. They made me do it. Yeah, they made me do it. Yes, they did. He's getting over it. No, John, I do not. Actually, if you want to see it, you want to see what happens. Where's that? This is what happens when I smoke up, as you say. You can see in his eyes he's concerned because I'm going to my pocket. He's like, uh-oh, I ain't hanging around for this shit. And now, if you watch him, see how he's looking at it? He's going to jump here real soon. And I haven't even exhaled. They hate smoke. That's how I get them off my lap. It's always 420 somewhere. It'd be nice if I didn't get I've got silver trees. They're high right now. I imagine they're probably going to be, or let me just say this. I imagine I'll have, thanks to the laws here in California, or the smart people who take advantage of them, I'm probably going to get another kilo of silver this year in November. It doesn't really matter the price as long as it's not too high because it didn't cost me nothing but water. So for 100 gallons of water, get a kilo of silver. Pretty fucking cheap. Being poor has its advantages. Jake, you're leaving. Dinner time, my ass. You know what's happening, guys? Arcadia Economics is on, and Chris is bailing to go see Yara and Chris. Some bitch. Some bitch, motherfucker. Now, go ahead, Jake. I know your pizza's fixing to come out of your newly constructed pizza oven, right? I fuck with Jake about that. I keep telling him, make a pizza oven. He's got like a 10,000 acre fucking spread in Southeast Texas. I'm like, I'm sure you can find a little bit of spot. The wealth of nations. Were you just at the BRICS meeting? Sorry. They say most of the wealth of nations are at the BRICS meeting. Yeah, so sorry, buddy. I just had to make fun of your name. I've been fucking with Jake, and as you can see, he just left. So yeah, no shit, huh? Oh, here's some too, guys. This is non-platinum related. This is more crypto related. But the G20 is in control of the finance of the world. The EU or NATO like controls the security of the world, and oh fuck, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the G20 controls the finances of the world, and the way they run it, there's obviously 20 countries. And every year one country gets the presidency, and all the countries follow that country's lead that they kind of forced into voting for financial means to vote for from the president of the G20. And I suggest you research the G20 and see how their organization is set up, because India, part of BRICS, is going to be president of the G20 next year. And after India is South Africa. So for 2 years in a row, the BRICS countries are going to be in charge of the G20. But that's not the big deal. That's not the big deal at all. The big deal is both of those countries hate crypto, and India has already publicly stated they're pushing the G20 to do a worldwide tax on crypto. So don't be surprised when is a worldwide tax. So when crypto people say, "Oh, I'll just pull it out of Mexico," okay, well, you know what? Computer is computer, and if you pull it out, you get taxed. It's a worldwide tax. How are you going to get around that? India's pushing. Thank you, BRICS. Thank you, BRICS. Just to let you know. Oh, damn, Gerald. Looks like they're going to get fucked, huh? Sorry. They're going to have a good time in bed. And anyhow, man, I wish I would have fucking kept this one site that about 10 years or so ago, Saudi Arabia publicly stated they'd be running out of oil in about 15 years. And that was about 10 years ago. So unless they magically pulled the wand out of their orangutan bootay and Magic Muffin appeared trillions of barrels of oil in those empty holes they have, they're going to be running out of oil in 5 years. So if they join BRICS, what are they going to bring to BRICS? America was anticipating. Everyone was like, that's another thing. Everyone's like, oh no, Saudi Arabia is dropping the petrodollar. Ah. You know who started the petrodollar, right? Okay, so if you're scared and you're freaking out that America's lost its petrodollar status, let me ask you a couple questions here. Did not America have a forethought of a time period that they needed to make this shit work when we set Saudi Arabia up after World War II? Or were we so fucking stupid as a nation and not concerned about war after World War II that we didn't think about that? Just saying. Hold on. Let me stop you from thinking. They thought about it. So they knew that there was a limited time period for the petrodollar to work when they needed it to work, because we already knew how much oil they had when we started producing it on their behalf and then let them take over, because they didn't have the wherewithal to do it, because they were riding camels and having tents pulled behind them, and you can't mine oil like that. So, I mean, come on. Seriously. It's all planned. Trust me, it's all planned. Yeah, there's going to be a war. Yeah, you want to know why? Because Russia and Iran are buddies. And we've been trying to stop Iran from getting nukes. And hold on a second here, for all you enthusiasts of history, back in 1979, was it, when that crazy radical dude took over Iran and kicked everyone out and kicked out all the American forces that we had there? Okay, well, he stated the number one mission of the new Iranian government was to nuke Israel. And for every year consecutively since 1979, they've stated the same thing. So why would they not want that now? Because it's not beneficial to you? Good luck with that one. Just saying, Okay, let me catch up on chat. I had to go on that rant. And anyhow, I was over there in 91, man. I saw the fucking oil getting burned up, bro. There was thousands and tens of thousands of barrels burn up that they weren't anticipating going through. Thank you, Sodom. Yes, Wealth of Nations, that is true. That is because of what I just said. We have a plan. And it was a 70-year plan. 80-year plan. That's why people are saying 80-year cycle is coming to an end. Well, how long ago did we set up Saudi Arabia to be an oil nation? 80 years. Oh, cool. Perfect timing, huh? What's up, Shadow? Yeah, Desert Storm. Oh, shit, Gerald, I would have guessed platinum since it's 65% under its all-time high and silver is only 54% under its all-time high. Sorry, it's just a fact. Don't kill the player, kill the game. Oh, yeah, no, those opium fields are now. Oh, here's another thing we need to talk about. Ocean rising. There ain't going to be no ocean rising. Egypt, Turkey, and Afghanistan are building rivers that are going to be very long, and they're going to take water from somewhere. So if you have, I think the combined length of all three of the rivers is well in excess of 100 plus miles, like 150 miles. All three rivers combined that are not on this planet right now, but are going to be currently being built. They got to be filled. So where's the water going to rise if we're going to be making three rivers that need all this water? Oh, and Ethiopia is holding back a lot from the Blue Nile so they can fill the Gerd Dam. So less water is coming down the Nile. As a matter of fact, Egypt almost wanted to go to war with them because of that. So I don't think no fucking water is going to be rising anytime too soon because, and I did a report on this, Afghanistan is going to be, according to their words, exporting wheat to the world by 2028. I forgot to mention Afghanistan is one of the countries building a river through the center of their country so they can have tributaries running off each side to grow wheat so they can be a wheat exporter. And just like Ethiopia and the Gerd Dam, they have taken no World Fund money. They've taken no money from anyone. The country of Afghanistan is funding this themselves, just like Ethiopia funded the Gerd Dam with no Chinese money or IMC or whatever, World Economic Forum money. They've done it all by themselves. Egypt is building one because they realize they ain't got all the control over the Nile the way they used to, and they need something more. So they're building a river through Egypt. And something no one wants to talk about, Turkey is building a secondary canal for which new treaties will have to be made. Because the treaty for the canal they control right now says no Russian warships can get through, and that's all well and good. No Russian warships get through from the Black Sea to the Mediterranean. Once Turkey finishes this next canal they're building, which, by the way, is why they're having such economic problems, because, economic war being what it is and all, we don't want them to build another canal to allow Russian warships in the Mediterranean. So we declared economic war on them like a couple of years ago because of this. I did a video on it. No one else did a video on it. No one still wants to talk about it, but that's why they're in economic trouble. Later on, Coin Shop Chris. Sorry for my rant, guys. Let's get back to this here. No. To go with the winner. Swap proportion. Yeah, okay, J-Rod. Swapping it out. Yeah, all the opium fields actually are going to be for the wheat fields in Afghanistan now. That's an interesting thing. Jethro states, chickens coming home to roost. My thought process on that is this. We know Saudi Arabia is going to be out of oil in 5 years. They said it themselves. So where's that oil coming from? Hold on, wait a second. Wait. I did a video on this as well. America's got the largest deposit of shale oil on this planet. And the byproduct of shale oil is, can I get a guess in the chat of what the byproduct of shale oil production is? What's the byproduct of creating oil from the shale oil fields? Anyone in chat? Anybody? Natural gas. Natural gas is the byproduct. Yeah, natural gas. So if we're going to be making all this oil once we get another leadership leading in the other direction, because the infrastructure for all of this stuff was set up, all they got to do is turn the lights on and it's starting to flow within a month or two. That's how quick crap's going to turn around. And we're going to be selling it to the world. So back to Gerald. Hold on, let me get back up here. Back to Gerald. Chicken's coming home to roost. And that's cool. Everyone thinks that now, and that's cool. Everyone thinks that now, and that's cool. It's wrong. Reason why it's wrong is because, well, no, it's not, and it is. The reason why it is not wrong, or is wrong, is because when we go to sell the oil and natural gas to nobody who has none or everybody who has none, is we will require dollars. So they're going to have to buy them back. American Reserve Currency stuff. So our new dollar, old dollar's getting trashed. New dollar's going to come around, and America's going to require the world to take the new dollar for oil and natural gas sales. And of course, we'll accept it too, because it's going to be backed by something that we accept, hopefully. And that's the way it's going to happen. Because, like I said, in 1971, we changed currencies. Did anyone buy? Did anyone fucking revolution happen? What happened? That's a bad recession for a couple of 8 years. All right. But that's my thoughts on that comment, Jethro. Bix Weir. Don't know too much about it. I'm going to have to research it before I open my mouth and shove my foot in it. But I will get to it later on the next live stream. Hager the Hodler. Yeah, of course not. Wealth of Nations. The water hasn't risen. It's all. If anything, it's going to recede. Because at one point in time in history, it did recede. It was about a mile or two lower than it is now. Not half the mining cost, but platinum is selling for about 25% under mining costs. Yes, Shadow. Let me get back down here to the rest of these comments. Okay, natural gas, Hodler, you got it right, of course. Smart guy. Gerald Draper, yes, water is also going to be a big research, a big dollar item to invest in. If you can invest in any company or country that has freshwater reservoirs, large ones, do so now. Wealth of Nations, that is a point of view to have, but I have a feeling that it's going to be a commodities-backed U.S. dollar because, Nixon did say temporary after all. And it's just amazing how all these things are coming together right now, all at once, all these different things all coming together at once. It's kind of cool. Great time to be alive. Should be doing a diary, man. Be selling Anne Frank's diary in 2050. All of us should do diaries. No one specific. All of us should, because each of our experiences are different. Yes, Shadow, you're kind of sort of right. The main reason I think that the shale oil is the best is because the byproduct makes it twice as profitable. Not that it's the best. I don't think shale oil is the best at all. But you get a byproduct that you can sell too. What the hell? That's like squeezing out a rag and coming up with $10 and having a clean rag on top of it. Yeah, a lot of places used to be that had water. Used to be popular places. Coromandel River went past the GG Bridge until it met the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, Wealth of Nations. One thing about Northern Cali and SoCal is the Southern California Water District controls the Northern California reservoirs and canals, and they dictate how much of our water in the north goes down to LA and San Diego. So obviously they give themselves most of the water, our water, and we have to pay for it by losing rivers and shit like that. Also, they can bring in war non-Americans and water them and feed them and just take all our shit up. That's why we wanted to break away to be called Jeffersonian, because if we did that, we'd have our own control of Mono Lake or LA Lake. We'd have control of all the water and all of our resources, and we wouldn't be getting raped at the expense of Southern California, who's taken all of Northern California's resources to sustain their living standards, which are going down. And they're bringing us down with them. So, every so often, California gets into a little rumble, and we try and break away. People in the north try and break away from Southern California. It's, I think, 2 or 3 times it's come up for election. Correct me if I'm wrong, Wealth of Nations. Also, another thing you guys got to consider about the price of silver. Once the price of silver goes up, it's going to be economical to mine deeper. So we're really not out of silver. We're just out of the economical price range to go any deeper. And because the miners know that they ain't getting the money for the shit they got going now, they're just doing what they're doing to stay in business, even though they're probably losing money at the price it's at. Actually, they're not. They're making a little bit, but they're not making a lot. But once they start making a lot, they have incentive to dig deeper for new reserves. That can't happen with platinum, because you start off mining platinum at like 2 miles deep anyhow, and you can't really go much deeper, else you start dying because you get like boiled alive from the heat of the mantle of the earth and stuff like that. And it costs a shitload more money to pump down air conditioning 2.5 miles along with fresh air and everything else. So platinum's a little different a scenario than silver and gold. Matter of fact, I just saw a show. Is anyone here from Georgia? I just saw a show where they're finding gold in Georgia and Alabama and Tennessee and Kentucky and the Carolinas and Illinois and Louisiana and Mississippi and Arkansas. Gold's everywhere, brother. Gold's everywhere. It's not a rabbit hole, Hagler. People who actually can see things that are coming, that don't care about the 5-minute mark and all that, and don't get distracted, can actually see a 10-year vision of what's going to happen. And there are potholes that can extend that to 12 to 15 years or shorten it. But it doesn't make it any less true. It just means it takes a lot longer to be proven. That's all. And that's how most successful nations run, is long-term vision, not short-term vision. So most of America is a short-term vision, and I have a long-term vision. Yeah, exactly. Way before anyone even thinks Wealth of Nations. And that's because there's gold. There's old gold mines. If whatever state you're in, just do a personal little bit of research in your state, see where there's already, or how many, start off with how many gold mines were registered, and then see how many are still active. And then, find out which ones are out of action, and just go to that area and hit their tailings and sluice some of their, with a small sluice that you can walk in a backpack, and sluice the tailings, and you're going to get gold. It's that easy. And that's not even going in, re-entering the mine. But the show I saw earlier today that I told you about in Georgia, they actually entered into the mine. Hey, what's up, Original? And who else is it showed up? Welco Services. Thank you guys for being here. Well, you're going to have to watch the beginning of it. I went over several reasons and actually several companies that are starting mining of the moon and all this stuff, Original intent. So I'm sure everyone else here doesn't want to rehear me go over that, but it is at the beginning of the video. I give company names and everything else, dates, stuff like that. Investment opportunities for those people who have long-term vision. Oh, okay, Hagler. Right on. Yeah, they do have short term. So, you know what I'm interested in? There's an open pit gold mine opening up in California, and no one's talking about it. Environmentalists aren't protesting it. No one's doing shit. I find that interesting, and I can't find out anything more about it. And I find that even more interesting. But how I found out about it is watching Sarah Gorda. Sarah Gorda, was it Lost Ghost Town Living? I think is his YouTube thing. And he got up a petition to stop the open pit gold mine, which was 2 miles north of his location. And that's all I ever heard about it. And he's never talked about it since then either. I find that interesting. Shadow, that's because people that are into precious metals are compassionate people, and they love life and happiness, and animals bring you happiness. Hey, William, how's it going? We'll find out by 2032. I'll tell you that. And William, again, the same as with the original. I give dates, companies' names, and everything at the beginning of the video of people or companies that are actually working right now with existing technologies to get up there and start mining. And I gave her a little bit of report of when NASA wants to be up there and physically mining by 2032. So shit's going to happen soon. So investment opportunities abundant because no one's talking about it. And if no one's talking about it, it's cheap. As soon as people start talking about it, the stock prices go up. And if you're already in it, that's when you sell a little bit of it and get your original money back and go do something else and just let it sit and gain interest and make more money for you. Dude, all animals are great. I even just, if you guys watch my videos, I just did a fucking 30-second video of a skunk that was in my front yard the other night. I was like, I was outside on the front steps, not from the front, up on the sidewalk outside the fence line, smoking a cigarette. And I heard something that didn't sound like a raccoon or a cat eating some food. So I go up, look over my bait. Thank God I looked over my privacy fence gate before I opened it. And I see this damn skunk. Had I opened that gate, we would not be doing this live stream right now because I wouldn't be able to stand the smell of myself. So I broke out my camera and did a little video. It's got the thumbnail of Pepe Le Pew. It'll let you know what I ran across just last night, the night before last. So I like skunks, but I don't like their musk on me. Yeah. Wealth of Nations, that's interesting. But like I said, I heard about this through that one YouTube show when the guy was getting a petition to stop the open pit gold mine, and he's in Cerro Gordo, and that's in the Sierra Nevadas. And he said 2 miles north of him, and that's in California, not Nevada. Although, I don't know. Big disclaimer, I don't know. I'm just presuming by what he said. He could have been lying. He could not know his geography. He could not know east from west and north to south. I don't know. I'm just repeating what he said. He said it was 2 miles north of Cerro Gordo where he was. And then I looked on Cerro Gordo on the map, and yeah, it's near the Nevada border, but not 2 miles. A little further than 2 miles. Yeah, just Jeffro, just like buying Tesla in 2015. These moon mining companies that are starting out, buy them now, sell them once they fucking launch before they land, and you'll fucking 500 times your money. Oh, sweet, Gerald. I know I actually have some footage of, I used to do bee extraction a long time ago, and I'd never run across a honeybee hive that was subterranean. So I videoed the whole process. Man, it took me a while to excavate out the subterranean honeybee hive, but I did it. Got it documented. Kind of weird. Wealth of Nations. It doesn't matter if they're descented. Lit water get on them. Their sweat glands also produce the same musk, and they're just like foxes. I can distinctly tell the different musk smell from a fox, a wet fox, or a wet deskunked skunk, or odor. What was the word you used? Descented skunk. Because once the water hits them, their sweat glands still make that musky smell. And it's different from a fox, similar but different. Yeah, skunks do eat bees. That's why when I invented my new beekeeping box, it was a 6-inch extended bottom with a screen bottom. I had 2 screens that skunks, other animals couldn't break up through to get to the bees. Buy platinum, Shadow. That shit doesn't happen. You can feel good about it and make more money. Actually, I'm a master beekeeper, not just a beekeeper. Who was that? Wealth of Nations. Speaking of the Sacramento River, I've worked for the state of California on several occasions on bee extractions. In Sacramento, and pretty much any California government building, they'd call me if the bees got inside, and I'd go do it. There's what the fuck was the name of my company? Shit. I don't recall right now the name of my company I had. What the fuck was it? I've had a lot of companies. They close, open, close. I fail a lot, but I keep trying. But I worked for the state of California. They'd call me to do extractions, and I got my tax dollars back from the state of California. I'll tell you that right now, because every extraction, I cost them $3,500. No matter how simple, I charged them $3,500 because that was 3 times what I pay in state taxes. And that's how I did that business. Shadowworks, they're not related, but their smell is. I don't know what the relation to the species. I do know the musk smell of a fox and the musk smell of a skunk are very, very similar. A little off, but very similar. Hey, Harry S., I didn't see you walk in the door. You're supposed to ring the doorbell. Say, hello, let me in, let me in. Just kidding. Hey, I'm glad you put the list down because this is interesting to me. You left out Iran because Iran's going to join. Because I know right now, hold on, quit moving the chat. You guys quit moving. Hey, Minik Munner, quit moving the chat. Let's see here. Saudi Arabia and Iran, not good players together. And Egypt and Ethiopia, not good players to each other. So if you got 4 bullies, 2 sets of 2 that are want to go to war with each other, and you put them in a room with a whole bunch of other people, go ahead and bet on that all you want, brother. It ain't going to work. I did a report on Egypt threatening to blow up the Ethiopian Gerd River Dam by November of last year, and how they openly threatened them with the war, and how Ethiopia said, hey, go ahead, we have 30 million people, we'll come back and fucking kill you. And then Egypt stepped down. That just happened less than a year ago. Now they're buddies. Okay. Iran's #1 stated purpose since the Shah took over, they say this every year, nuke Israel. That list of countries you just gave, Iran's part of it. They got real close ties to Russia now, or real close ties to nuclear advancement of their facilities to make a bomb to hit Israel, because that's their only stated purpose as a country. I'm not lying. Go back and listen to the guy himself in 1979 when he overthrew the country. He said, we will destroy Israel. And he says it every year. So after 40 years, someone's saying something, I kind of sort of got to believe he wants it done. But hey, if economics stops him from doing it, ideology beats economics. Economics beats ideology. You guys choose for yourself, you know? I love raw. Dude, talking about honey. I'm still a freaking master beekeeper. I got 2 of each. This is 5 pound, and this is a 3 pound, which means I got 16 pounds of honey right up there. Plus the one I'm using. And a good friend of mine, local beekeeper, that's his. So I don't have bees, but he does, and I get honey from him, or his wife, actually. So it is local honey, and it's not from China. Because when I found out that all of our honey goes straight to China, and all of our shrimp, most of our vegetables, chicken, and some other stuff goes to China, and then it comes back and gets sold to us. Yeah, think about it. Think about it. Yeah, it's more profitable to send a chicken over there after slaughtered for them to pump it with something to make it all kinds of juicy and filled up, then send it back over here and sell it to us. Or, as I like to say it, send it over there, let them poison it, send it back over to us, and hey, we get lots of cancers. But hey, the fact that America hasn't gone up from 1980, 1 in 5,000 having cancer, to 2023, 1 in 3 having cancer, you know, you put on it what you want. I know Dr. Max Gershwin said you get cancer by what you eat. I do know that most of our food is processed through China. I do know that once honey hits China, it's glucose means syrup. Corn syrup is added to it, and that's how we can send them 200,000 gallons of honey, and they can sell 2 million gallons of honey. Huh? Yeah, that's how. There's a lot of things about our food service that you guys don't know about. Well, hopefully you do. Most likely you don't. And that's why I show you my garden. I go out there every morning, and I have myself some of them tomatoes to start the day. Yes, Celtic, always buy local. And here's a tip for you guys: go on vacation. If you know you're going somewhere specific for a 2-week time period or thereabouts, look in advance if there's any local honey people there. Buy some honey from them, have them ship it to you, and start adding it to your cottage cheese, your cereals, your toast, your teas, your whatever, and start drinking that local honey from the area you're going to vacation, and you'll get a little better immunity from the local allergens that cause people to sneeze when they change up. If it's like a beautiful time of year that you go and all the flowers are blooming, you'll have a better chance of not having sneezing fits. It's like vaccinating yourself naturally. That'll probably give me a strike. Dude, Wells Coast Services, man. Hook up with me on Facebook and I'll give you a video of me. And I totally do not agree with most every beekeeping concept that I was taught. And I developed a whole new way of doing it. And you will see video of me with my little Scottish beanie on, smoking a cigarette, standing in front of 4 hives in the front of them, smoking them, checking them out, doing everything they say not to do. And the bees will be swarming right by me. And I never get stung because of my beekeeping techniques. And there's a lot to it. That's a whole nother video. I know shitloads about bees. And they are very tranquil to work around and be with. No, Dave, I never messed around with that. I always, I actually came up with a map, a highway. I call it the swarm highway, and how you develop a swarm highway. And Wells Coast Services, this is for you. It only works if your topography changes with either trees, buildings, or actual land features of hills and whatnot. But winds blow certain directions, and every year, once you find out where there's one swarm that comes in and lands someplace, that's cool. That's cool, Wilsco. when you find out where it's at, look at the wind patterns and the topography. And out here in California, we have lots of mountains, valleys, shit like that. And I was able to make actually what I call a bee highway, to where on swarming season, I basically know where to go to set up what I call bee traps. And I capture hives after they swarm. And I did that every year. And that means there's a fresh queen. So I didn't have to waste my time with queens because the hive had a new queen. And I got around that part of it. And I didn't have to pay $300 for my bees because I knew. And another thing, if you know where beekeepers keep their shit, go downwind of them about a half mile. Again, look at the topography, which way the wind blows, and set up your traps. Because when those bees swarm for those beekeepers, you can capture them, and you get free bees. All my bees were free. And then as I grew the hives and I split them, I'd sell the boxes. So I got the bees for free, grew them with my system 4 times as fast as anyone else, and consecutively sold $300 boxes of bees, and it didn't cost me hardly shit. Sorry, you got me off into bees, man. I really do like bees. Let's go back on. Why did coal miners in America accept company paper? Yeah, okay. I actually have an answer for that off the top of my head. Welsh Coast Services asked, why did local miners in America accept paper money, or company paper to use at the company stores? You answered your own question. When you're out, was it coal miners? Back in probably the day you're talking about, when they first formed these towns, they weren't in their towns, so the company made the town. And that's where the railroad barons and land barons were also still around at that time. American government really didn't have as much control over the monetary system back then. And that's actually what scared the American government. Because if companies can make their own money in a town and have their people spend their money, that's a threat to the security of the nation. So why did people do that? Because they were forced to, because they wanted a job, even though that's the worst thing for the country they were working to make great. Kind of oxymoronish. No, I'm glad you learned something. Oh, I got some other things about honey. Bees spend about a third of their lives standing over the honeycomb, where they just put their liquid honey that they regurgitated, because it's throw up. It's bee throw up. That's what your honey is. It's bee throw up. And it's wet. And they stand there and they flap their wings to dry it to about, I think it's 3% moisture content, and then they cap it. And also their combs that come out are at about a 3% upward angle. So that way when they put the liquid honey in, they can pile it all up and it doesn't fall out on them until it's dry or semi-dry. Shit, I'm way back on chat, guys. Manic Miner. Let's see what you got to say here. And what you need to do, Manic Miner, is find out go to your local beekeepers association, get involved a little bit with them, find out who's doing extractions, where they're doing them, and then set up your look at a map and see where beekeepers are that are in that group and where these swarms are. And in between those two locations is typically year after year after year, they follow the same routine the swarms do. They follow the wind, basically. They don't go upwind most of the time. And set up your empty hives or whatever you want to use to capture that hive, a swarm of bees, and they'll go right in there for you. You know, if one of my subscribers, Pete the Sasquatchy, comes in here, I was actually over the phone with him, telling him how to get into beekeeping, and he actually captured a hive that was in one of his barns, and now he's a beekeeper from that hive that he captured. Later on, Nickel. Thanks for showing up, brother. Harry S. Okay, let me go back up here. Harry S. Ideologies won't be the issue once the local currency trade make these countries dependent on each other and free of the US dollar prison. Okay, yeah, that has to happen within 2 years. You think it's going to happen within 2 years? The reason why I say 2 years, because once we change, Harry, this is answering your question, once we change leaders, the infrastructure for shale mining's already been put in place by the last administration. So if a similar mindset person steps into the next administration, it's lights on, ready to go, operational within a couple months, and America's making capital. And all politicians, except for our current administration, like making capital. So we will be an exporter of both oil and natural gas. So let me go back to your question, make sure I got it right. As far as, yeah, okay. So BRICS, as far as trading amongst themselves and getting away from the dollar, by America producing oil and natural gas and selling to the world, do you think we are going to abide by BRICS's quality control and say, okay, Russia, we'll buy your ruby so you can buy our oil and gas? No. What's going to happen is for all these idiot countries, and they are idiot countries that are getting away from the U.S. dollar, unless there's some huge technological breakthrough that allows them to be independently free from energy from any other place than a light switch that they turn on and off and it magically appears, they're going to be reliant on oil and natural gas, and they're going to be reliant on America, and America's going to demand that they pay in American dollars. So what will happen then? That's my question, because it will happen. Trust me. Was it 23rd, 24th, whatever day of August? Neil said it. America's going to need the US dollar to buy oil and gas from the United States of America. So send the dollar back at your own peril. You will need it, and we will charge you more for it later if we even sell it to you. Hey, Mickey. Oh, yeah, this is my Hawaii shirt. I actually got this while I was in Hawaii. This is my COVID, my beer virus shirt. I got beer virus from this shirt when I was in Hawaii back in 2019, December. They didn't know it was called the beer virus, but it was around. Yeah, so original 10, your dad probably fucking knows about the shale mining operation there in the Dakotas and in the southwest of Canada, and how we have them already ready to go. This administration just stopped it. All the infrastructure's in place. We don't need to spend 16, 18 months building no infrastructure to get it going. It's already built. It just needs to be turned on. And that's why I say a V-shaped recovery is baked in to this recession depression. And again, 100-year cycle is ending. If you look at the 100-year cycle and don't get sidetracked by 1929 crash, you will find out that in 1921 and 22, we had a depression. And it didn't last that long because the government did nothing. Kind of like what they're doing now, huh? Kind of like a repeat. Read the book, The Forgotten Depression, and then turn around and look at your life and what's going on around you and say, damn, it's awful familiar. The big crash is coming in 2029, guys, not 2023. We're already in the depression. It's forgotten. They've already changed terminology and make us forget that we're in a recession depression. But it's already baked in a V-shaped recovery too. Like I said, all the infrastructure for Americans to be a seller of oil and natural gas to the world. All the infrastructure is in place. All we got to do is spend about 2 months finishing up, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. Boom, start selling. How long will we be out of a recession if that happens? So, worst case scenario is November 2024, January 2024. It'll turn around by February 2025. Not going to touch that one, Shadow, because I don't know anything about it. Hope you got that real quick. That was for you, Hagler the Hodler. And if you do that other one that I mentioned, you'll never get it. You'll never test positive again, unless the test already is positive that you're taking, which they have found but have not reported on. Total another subject. I can't talk about it. I'll get a YouTube strike, probably 3 in one video if I talk about that. So that's off limits. Shit, I'm probably going to get a strike already. Oh well. Kitty cats for 3 to 4 months. That's all you see from me. You know this got me a strike, which will be my second one again. Pete, my beekeeper friend, the Sasquatchy. I was just talking about you, brother. Yeah, he still has to get, you still got another hive to get out of that barn? Yeah, Wealth of Nations is a beekeeper here, Pete. Okay, Gerald, I'm going to get rid of your response in about 30 seconds or so, because those words will get me a strike. I'm pretty sure of it. So everyone read his comment, and I'm announcing to everyone, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I wanted everyone to read your comment. I didn't want to be rude or disrespectful or any of that stuff. I respect each and every one of you and your right to think and feel the way you do. It's given to you by God, and America's supposed to back that up. So, but I do appreciate it there, because there's a good possibility. There's a couple keywords that YouTube looks for. Yeah, exactly, Pete. Yeah, I'm in Facebook jail all the time, bro. they don't delete my account. They just don't let me post for 7 days. So I just keep fucking with them. I'm a dick like that. There you go. Basically correct, Wellsco Services. We just got to have a better way to communicate while they are censoring us. And again, thank you very much for doing that, Gerald, and I appreciate and respect you for understanding. Yeah, fucking YouTube. But this too shall end. Everything does. It's just a matter of time, and it's on our side. Yes, it is. Don't say names about that. That's another red flag, guys. Bad Pete. Bad Pete. See you later, my friend Thomas. You guys take care. Or Thomas, take care. Enjoy the gator I'm sure you're eating tonight. Thomas is in lower Louisiana. Close to where I grew up in Northwest Florida, because it's like not that far, like 2 hours from Pensacola, Florida to New Orleans. It's not that far. You're in several states. Neither Ron or Nickel are here, so you don't have to worry about it, Shadow. Although I have heard Ron actually told this to me. He said he saw that apparently as a moderator I have a following of people that go to the station, and I'm like, no, Ron, you're looking at it wrong. They just like the same stations I'm a moderator of because I like the same content they like. But he described it vice versa, and I was like, nah, it's not how it works. But nice try. Appreciate the attempt at a compliment, but that's not how it works. Because it, you know, hey, I tell you what though, for this live stream, it's pretty damn good, man. I got like 3 times as many, got about twice as many people as usual. Yeah, you know, we're just all like-minded individuals. That's all. Take care, Wilsco. Gator steaks are good. And I'll tell you what, though, I'm weird. I actually like fried mullet and fried catfish if it's done right. So I'm kind of weird. Yeah, exactly, Dave. We all think the same. We're all drawn to the same quality material. You know, there's a lot of bullshit channels, PM channels out there, but you know, I don't go to them, so I don't know if you guys go to them or not. But yeah, I'm unconventional. I poked the bear in ways that it didn't know it could be poked. And what I mean by that is I fuck with the IRS. That's what I do. Yes, actually, I talked to Adam. He's actually 7 miles north of me, original tent. I'm actually on Wealthy on not as much because usually there's other shows on, and he's got a lot of people already in his chat. But the reason why he did his little do you remember him doing those pull-ups, showing you those pull-ups? He proved that to me and a couple other people, and that's why he did it. So yeah, I know Adam. Just you know, I'm not blue there, so you know and he does have a lot of people. So it's like Ninja. If I wasn't blue at Ninja, you wouldn't know I was there because the chat goes so fucking fast. But yeah, and I also post buy silver and platinum. That's my I put that up there in his chat. I tell you what, man, honey, throughout different societies and ages of humanity, is a go-to thing for in different age in each society for different reasons. But I mean, if we're digging up pharaohs from 4,000 years ago that was buried with honey, and their belief system was you can take it with you. Well, fuck, honey must have been important to him, huh? And that's how we found out it's fresh after 4,000 years, as well as a byproduct of his thinking he could take it with him, and he's going to take all of his precious items with him to the netherworld. So they gave him honey to take. So that must have been a precious item back then. Actually, it is in the Middle East. Honey, it's very precious. It's not that abundant, especially back then. The Platinum Guru. Yes, I have been labeled. And that's why I started out the stream. If you guys watched the start of the stream, I gave the names of about 7 companies and a few agencies that will be mining on the moon by 2032, which means if you invest in them right now, you're probably going to be the guy who invested in Apple at $1. Just saying. If you do your research and get the one, not all of them will succeed. but there will be ones that do succeed. And if you bet on those by doing your own research on them, you'll find out. Celtic, nailed it, brother. That is the honey of the gods right there, Manuka honey. It is the most medicinal honey on the planet. Most of it comes from New Zealand, from the Hanuka bush or tree, mainly located in New Zealand. They have taken some over to Australia, but mainly in New Zealand. And there's, I think, 15,000 pounds created a year. It's the most fraud is committed against people over Manuka honey because they say that it's Manuka honey and it's not Manuka honey. Manuka honey goes for fuck. Not as much as gold, but in the honey world, it was like $20 an ounce or some shit like that, $300 a pound or some crap. It's expensive. But if you have diabetes and you ever get a foot impalement or opening wound, get Manuka honey and stick that Manuka honey on it and then bandage it up and then change your bandage. And every time put the Manuka honey on there. There was a guy who had a horse and had a big old fucking horsefly bit out of his horse. He tried healing it up, couldn't do it. He put that shit on it. And that horse's wound was healed through Manuka honey. Manuka honey is awesome. Okay, original 10. I was on Nobody's Special Finance, and I just now went back there. I was a moderator there, but I got into it with Missionera over a little incident, so I'm no longer a moderator there. But I watch Nobody's Special Finance, Financial Prepper. Every now and then, I allegedly Ninja, Ron's Basement. Hold on, I'll get you some more. Let's see here. Long Lived Coins. He's big into ancient coins. Arcadia Economics. Neil McQuarrie Ward, even though I don't comment there, I do watch him because he's mostly in England. Liberty and Finance. JM Unleashed. Of course, I already told you Wealthion. Let's see here. There's a couple more. Real Estate Ninja. Steve Harlola at Hawaiian Connection. Silver Bullion, as James is a cool dude. I like him. We actually have a bet right now. See which bank's going to fold first. Palisades Gold. SD Bullion. I already said that. There's two SD Bullion. Oh, SD Bullion TV and SD Bullion. Copper Mutant. I just find him entertaining. And he talks about copper, so not too many people talk about copper. Yeah, that's the pretty much the main ones there, original. Yeah, I'm not a mod on Arcadia Economics, but Chris and I are friends. I know him. Yeah, Rafi. Yes, I watch Rafi. I don't comment on his stuff though, because it's always. I only comment if it's live. I don't comment usually in the chat section if it's not live, but I do watch Rafi. But unless he's in America, his is always taped. But when he's in Florida, you can catch him live here in America. Because in Israel, it's like 12-hour difference, 11-hour difference, 12, 13-hour difference, or something like that. So I don't chat in a lot of the ones that I subscribe to because of that. Yes, I think that gold thing is BS, Shadow. Colloidal silver. I need to try that stuff. Yeah, Manuka honey. Burn it in your brains. The best honey in the world. It has medicinal uses that have been proven. It's the only one that's been proven to have medicinal uses. Yes, Welshko. Most of your Manuka honey is fake honey. It's not. It's not real. If you're getting it for less, if you're getting a pound of Manuka honey for less than $300, you're not getting the real stuff. Yeah. Same thing with what happened with the price of insulin going from $5 to $500. Greed, pure and simple greed. All right, guys and girls, I've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. My actual rant was about, and I'm going to re-go over this. Yeah, we do. And that's why each and every single one of us has to take personal responsibility and change it, because it says, we the people. That's the first part of the document. We the people. So if you want to give up your responsibility, not go out there and not do anything illegal, just write them, say, hey, this is how I want you to do. And then talk to your neighbors, say, hey, do you know they're doing this? And that's how it starts, people. So that way I won't be the only crazy one out there. You guys will join me and we'll have a nice party and we'll be known as the crazy people. But we know what the fuck's going on. See you later, West Coast Services. I'm going to go over the list of companies that you guys should consider researching for their ability to basically get to the moon and mine it for its resources by 2032. And the companies are Shackleton Energy Company, Deep Space Industries, Planetoid Mines, Gold Spike Company, Planetary Resources, Astrobiotic Technology, and Moon Express. They are all private and commercial. They're planning private and commercial scouting and mining ventures on the moon. All right, Dave, I'll see you later. There you go, Original Intent. Thank you for that information. Yes, no, there's a lot of other honeys that are medicinal, but the absolute best one in the world is the Manuka honey. Honey, respiratory issues. Honey can help with that. Also, your middle teeth, center teeth, on the interior, you take your tongue when you feel the first ridge directly in line with the center of your two teeth. You feel that ridge, you push on it with your tongue, inhale. And keep pushing that area and inhale and exhale. And when you hit the pressure point for your lung and you inhale, you'll inhale deeper than you've ever inhaled before. And then you'll believe me that the pressure point to your lung is right here. So if you're having problems breathing and you put your tongue right there, you breathe deep, deeper than you ever would. It expands your lung, takes care of a lot of the issues of the contracting. What is those little membranes in your lungs? Capillaries? No, they're not capillaries. Damn, I used to know the medical name of them. They're the little things in your lungs that actually collect the oxygen. They get constricted, like if you smoke carbon monoxide restricts them, and that it makes your lungs go, contract. And THC does the exact opposite. It opens them up and expands them. It's kind of like nature's Ventolin. If you have breathing issues, you know what Ventolin is. It expands your lungs. And I wish I could recall the name of those things. All right, see you later, Shadow. Later on, Original 10. I'll go ahead and cut this off since everyone's jumping off right now. I'll go ahead and cut off. We've been here for an hour, 45 minutes. I did want to give you the names of those companies. Please research. Is my email listed anywhere? Yes, it is. Right there. Let's see. Neil Andrew Hahn. Yeah. Yeah, that's my email right there. Yeah, that's another live stream. You know, everything's charted. If it goes that way, it goes that way. If we hit a reset, throw that out the window and we went the other way. Yeah, and I'm cutting it off. I'm cutting it off right now, guys. I ramble. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me see where the button's at here. There we go. All right, you guys. Peace out. Grab yourself a Hawaiian shirt. They're cool, and it helps you fucking stand out in the crowd. Very obnoxious. Love them. And tie-dye shirts cannot. Facial recognition does not work if you wear a tie-dye shirt. It fucks it up. Anyhow, you guys have a good night. That's for another story. It's true though. Tie-dye shirts fuck up. Damn it. All right, bye. See you guys later. Okay, ended it. You guys take care. Love y'all. Thank you very much. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Buy some silver and some platinum. Like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you later. Peace out.